Of course.
Good evening, namaskar, assalamu alaikum, and my name is Ashok Garlapati, speaking to you from Kuwait on behalf of J&A Bharat HSC Foundation and J&A Global HSC Foundation. This is our monthly OKT session. We call it as Outreach and Knowledge Transfer Webinar. And this is our 36th session, and we are doing this session on very important topic today, which is buzzword in the industry now, digitalization and industrial IoT, which is the Internet of Things, monitoring solutions for sustainability. As you see on the screen, there is a QR code. You can also take a picture and send it to your friends who are interested to join. And the bottom left corner, you see the another QR code, which is our WhatsApp group, which is, we call it as a knowledge hub. So if you are interested, you can also join in that. Before we start, we would like to have a brief meeting protocols. Kindly mute your microphone, and of course, you can raise the hand whenever you want to speak. Better, preferably, switch off your camera when the connection is less or weak, and post your queries and comments, suggestions in the chat box. This meeting is being recorded for the future references. Again, kindly register your name, company, designation, phone, email in the chat box. Again, we have a ceremony group photo at the end of the vote of thanks. And you can also copy the meeting link and share with your friends for joining as well. And this is a 36th outreach webinar session, and we have the two-part agenda in our OKT sessions. In the part one, we'll be briefly talking about what exactly these foundations, what are their aims and objectives, what are our programs. And also we recently started the newsletter, which we'll be briefly talking about that. And in the agenda two, part two, we'll have a main session, which is on the digitalization and industrial IoT monitoring solutions for the sustainability. We have a role player or Q&A moderator, Mr. Dinesh Paul, who will be conducting the Q&A session. Then we'll have the networking and open discussion. With that, I would like to invite our Mr. Jitu Patel, who is also called as a father of safety, as Mr. NC said, and he has been having a 55 plus years of experience in the health, safety, environment field, and he has been recognized by the ASSP, which is American Society of Safety Professionals, as a fellow, who is the first Indian to receive that honor. And Mr. Jitu, for your kind welcome remarks, briefly.
Thank you, Ashok ji. Good day and namaskar to everybody on the call. Respected honors guests, our highly respected keynote speaker, Mr. Kiran Majmundar, business head, Tor AI Limited, Professor Ramna Garuji, Dr. Lakshmi Narayan, Advocate Madhu Garu, corporate dignitaries, faculty, and educators, and my dear friends, HSC professional leaders. On behalf of both J&A Bharat and J&A Global HSC Foundations, a very warm welcome to you all. Everyone knows my very dear great friend and co-founding trustee, Ashok Garlapataji, who just heard the opening remarks. And he's the one who has developed over the years countless number of HSC professionals globally. I'm so proud to share that Ashok ji has just completed the full 1 year presidency of Board of Certified Safety Professional Organization, which is the world's, one can say, the largest and the prestigious professional organization. He has been also honored by another, which is the American Society of Safety Professionals, with the honor of fellowship of the organization, as well as he is also the fellow of IOS, and he has been very well recognized throughout globally and highly recognized by his employers, Kuwait Oil Company. Over to you, Ashok ji, to continue our part one, please.
Thank you, Jit Saab, and thank you for that nice introduction. And as Mr. Jitu was telling that he has got so much of years of experience, I was also active in the professional bodies, and we both met in 2010 in Chicago, and we were thinking, we both from India, of course, and we were thinking how can we support Indian professionals. Then we started ASSP, which is American Society of Safety Professionals India chapter in 2012 at Chennai. Further, we established that into Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Telangana chapters, where Mr. Madhu Nallan was a key functionary of the Telangana chapter, and Mr. Madhu Bura was the Andhra Pradesh chapter. And as you see on the world map there, little blue flags, these are the places, these are the countries where we both have worked hard in establishing a foundation as well as establishing a professional organizations and supporting the professionals. And we wanted to give it back more to India. And as you see on the left side, there is a ILO, International Labour Organization statistics. Unfortunately, India is standing top on the global deaths related to industrial accidents. And of course, there are so many accidents happened during the COVID time in 2020. What exactly we want to say that there are so many organizations in India supporting the professionals, supporting the industry, but we wanted to bring the concept of the foundation to India, which is a health, safety, environment foundation, mainly focusing on the concept of the giving back. We started this foundation virtually on 25th March 2022. And again, further, we expanded that to the global region, global area, which we established a global foundation as well on 30th November 2022. And this is not a membership organization, it's a purely charity oriented organization to support the HSC profession as well as the HSC professionals. And we interact with the professional organizations, corporate organizations, academic institutions, as well as individuals, philanthropists, and NGOs. And our mission, vision, we have it. It's a very, very simple. It is to support the HSC profession and HSC professionals. And our objectives are there in advancing the occupational safety and health, to support and promote occupational safety as a career choice, to inspire and develop the leaders, to provide educational and developmental opportunities, recognizing the individuals, to collaborate with the universities, institutions, to also have a MOUs with the similar objectives who are having the similar objectives of the organizations. And it's officially registered in India. And we are established our registered office in Telangana, and global foundation registered office is in Arizona, Phoenix. And we have this Keval Shanti program, scholarship program, which is going on from 2022. Basically, we provide the scholarship to the students who are pursuing the health, safety, environment programs or academic programs. And we recently established last year, 2024, Dr. Praveen Patel and Mita Patel Healthcare Student Scholarship Program, mainly for the healthcare students. And this also we have it J&A BHF as well as DL Shah Trust sustainability award programs for the industry professionals. And we also do the several outreach knowledge sessions on the community education. And we invite contribution in terms of the knowledge sharing, which Mr. Kiran is doing today. And also we have a website where there is a contribution form. It's not only the financial contribution, you can also contribute the knowledge. That's what we are aiming at. There is an expression of interest form is there. We do have the governance body and functional committee chairs and advocates as well as ambassadors, we call it. So these are our functional committee members. And recently, with the support of Mr. N.C. Madhu, who is our chief editor, we started this particular e-newsletter. Nowadays, everything is digital. So we started this e-newsletter. Just want to show you one because in the December we started, and this is a January issue. Basically, the e-newsletter is a conglomeration of all the upcomings, what's happening here. This month we are focused on the road safety as well, and we also focused on the communication and risk assessment and risk management. And we also focused on the several wildlife issues as well, back to basics, healthy ecosystem. And these are some of the articles related to that. And again, digitally, we can all do so many things. We do have a crosswords and basically focusing on the health, safety, environment field. And you can spend some time doing these crosswords, Sudoku, everybody is familiar with that. We also have the upcoming programs and yeah, change takers are accident makers. So this is our team. We just want to highlight here that many people are contributing to our foundation. There are so many people are contributing on voluntary basis, and we are moving forward. And we have a very active WhatsApp group, round the clock active WhatsApp group, and many people are willingly or voluntarily sharing a lot of knowledge there. And we would like to thank Mr. Jayanti Lachaya, who has joined first time today, and he's also very active in the WhatsApp group. Thank you very much, sir. And with that, I would like to invite our second part speaker. Before that, we would like to introduce the speaker as well as the topic by Mr. Madhu Nalan Chakravarti, who is our advocate, very active advocate for several years, and he has got 28 years of experience in the so many fields, and he is now focusing on the Internet of Things and the digital technologies. He has got a all international standards accreditation. He is also a regional head of the Construction Skill Development Council of India, and so many things he has got it. So we'll listen from him about the topic as well as the speaker. Also, would like to thank him for bringing Mr. Kiran into our OKT today. Mr. Madhuji.
Thank you very much, Ashokji, and thanks for you showcasing my newsletter. And hello all, this is Madhu Chakravarti, and it's my privilege to take part in this webinar, Digitalization and IIoT Solutions for Sustainability. And today, industry is understanding advantages of IIoTs, that is Industrial Internet of Things, which is critically a critical component in IR 4.0. So as every sector prefers, of course, every sector prefers to have a good productivity and try to reduce the wastage and try to improve the source management as well. So in these all aspects, IoT monitoring systems really make substantial contribution, especially for sustainability. So incorporating IoT monitoring solutions into different industries not only improve the operational efficiency, but also crucial for promoting sustainability. So the potential of so significant sustainable solution will grow as IoT technology grows up. It also grows as well together. So with a small introduction, I take privilege to introduce today's speaker, Mr. Kiran Majumdar, is AVP of TOR India, TOR Limited. He has more than 19 years of experience in energy and power quality measuring instrumentation, of course, energy management, and the application different compared to any edge computing devices for industrial IoT. He's also worked across industries as a design engineer, or I can say in various leading capabilities or capacities. He holds an engineering degree in electronics communication and post-graduation in business operations from IMT Ghaziabad. With this, I would like to invite Mr. Kiran to take forward this presentation. Mr. Kiran.
Hello, sir. Thank you. I'll just share my screen.
Yes, go ahead,
please.
So I hope my screen is visible to all.
And you put on the, perfect. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So once again, good evening to all, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. And it's my honor and great privilege. Just I'm sharing my very brief knowledge to all the experts and dignitaries who are in the meeting today. So myself, Kiran, thanks for the introduction. So I represent a company called Tor.ai Limited. This is an Indian company which works predominantly on industrial IoT. So all our solutions with respect to, by and large, with respect to industries. So those industries can be manufacturers, EV, or it can be heavy equipment, vehicles, or anything. So we build solution in and around to the industry challenges or the problems. So that's what it is. So today topics which I am going to cover just to about us, and right now key challenges in industry with respect to automation or IoT or any digitization, what the challenges they have, the need for sustainability industry, why it is really needed and how it is going to beneficial, then how what would be the overview of a IoT system and how do they select, what should be the stack, what else the criteria they have to consider. So that's the overview of IT criteria to select the IoT system. Then the critical industrial utilities. When we say in the industrial utilities, what are the utilities we need to focus and why do we need to monitor them and how do we do that? Then what are the benefits? Then I shall be saying some few case studies and let us have a Q&A. So to just to introduction to my company in a very brief, Tor is a full stack company. So when I say full stack company, we design our own hardware, we have an embedded team, we have a platform, we have an application, we have analytics, and we do a SIM management. So whatever it calls in the journey of IoT, we do that completely in-house. Then product and solution wise, we have three solutions. One is called Torch Shield, which includes the monitoring solutions for utilities in the industry. So utilities can be water, gas, energy, busbar temperature, etc. Next, we have a Tor Equip. It is predominantly with respect to the equipments in the industry. That can be a CNC machine, it can be a chillers, transformers, construction equipments, heavy vehicles, automotives, and all those things. The next one, we have a dedicated telematics solution for EV vehicle. More or less, it plays around the EV vehicle battery management, runners of the telematics and runners and geocentric area where it is the vehicle is running and what is the health of the battery and all those things. The next is we are around a 12 years old company. So basically, we come from a Kirloskar background. 4 years back, we are a part of the Kirloskar. This company itself is a IoT division of the Kirloskar Oil Engine Limited. So we have right now in India around 3 lakh devices have been deployed across India, even in Africa and even Dubai and UAE in Gulf countries. Then we have the certification with respect to ISO and data security, product type test certification, IITF with respect to automotive and all. And these are our key customer credentials. We have our solutions deployed in BKD Tires, JSW, IKEA, Club Mahindra, Kirloskar, CI Automotive, group of Billforge company, then Adani Constructions and Afcon Construction Limited, Tata Projects and all. So it's a brief introduction. So let me go to the key challenges what they have. So earlier, any industry, if you see the over the as the industrial development happens, the next it was started is the automation. So then there is the introduction of the PLCs, then introduction of the automatic machines and protocols where they all are connected over a wire. Physically, they are called a physical layer of the connect of the network layer, and the data acquisition used to happen over the network, and it was limited to that premises. Then the data is taken from the PLC, then the computation were built on that, then it will be sent on to the local server. So this was the journey. But still the connectivity or the challenges with respect to the two multiple geographical separately located industries or geographically distant industries, larger industry connecting, it was a big problem in the industry. So later we have a industrial IoT system, which was started eventually because earlier few days back the internet itself was an expensive affair, and GSM network was an expensive affair, and it was not even available in the most part of the areas. Then now but now as the industrial growth has happened, the growth of economies happened, technology growth has happened. So then these have become the minimum availability things with everywhere. internet is available everywhere now. Data signal is available everywhere now, and it is a very cost effective. So now the technology started building over these networks. So one, the key challenge in the industry, even it is a big industry or a small or anything, the traditional way they have the all the data in the manual entries. So they don't know maybe one supervisor or a one person somewhere in the very lower level or the worker level or a trainee level or a trainer level who used to make the data entry at certain points in the manually. Then they used to feed the data entry in Excel. Then they prepare a report on a monthly basis or a weekly basis, daily basis, and again they used to forget. Then the journey keeps moves on. So in and eventually they don't know exactly uh, what exactly happening in my industry, how much I'm consuming, where I'm going. So what is the data points? So these were the critically very challenge. This is the one of the industry, one of the issues of a manual data entry. So second is the data flow management across the team. So teams is a very challenge to flow the data or to access the data from top level to the end level. So for example, let us say sugar industry, even today at any given point of time, they don't know how much water they consume, how much energy they consume, exactly what would be the productivity or their utilities. So no idea that what is happening. If at all they happening, it is all the data entry or a manual data entries or which they get it from the bottom level to the top. So how do they derive the insight? Does that it really required, or I am consuming over, or is my entire manufacturing process running efficiently? Is there any I am facing any challenges in that? Because of that, it is drawing high. There was no insights, and there is no KPIs that what exactly happening in my system. That is the reason is the because of the lack of the data. If it is there, it is entered manually and they don't know. And it is a data manipulation used to happen. They don't know where it is given. And the repeated data will be copy pasted in the next sheet. So no idea what exactly happening. So next is the over the automation, too many software applications everywhere. So by and large, if you take any steel industry, oil industry, or even the gas, sugar, or a pharma, there will be a DCS system. Under that DCS system, there will be a proprietary protocol. There is a various protocol converters. Under that, there will be a lot of SCADAs. There is SCADA for operation. There is SCADA for utility. There is SCADA for water. There is SCADA for HTP, ATP. So all are different OEM SCADAs and have their own protocols and their own SCADAs. So there is no proper interconnectivity. If at all it is there, it used to happen by the service provider during the erection or commissioning of the industry. So over the period of time when the people changes or time elapses, it was very hard for them to scale anything. So I have seen in many of the industry, the SCADA is even there. It is not. It is be only be used for a particular process of manufacturing operation, or interconnectivity or interoperability with the second challenge. It means just to share to one example, there was an industry near the Bangalore where they have a solar, they have also STP, they have a process manufacturing, they have everything, but they have 5 different SCADAs where the one operator has to every time he opened 5 different skin to take one data. So one, he has to open the solar, rooftop solar, how much solar is generating. Next, he has to take somewhere his substation there, SCADA. Next, he has to open his production process SCADA. Then it's the overall case. So this was the critical challenge where too many softwares were there and there was no proper integration. And there is also no interoperability and nobody, the one person who are system integrators who could able to connect all this. So this was the one challenge what they have. The fourth one is the scalability and standalone application. So by and large, they are all standalone applications. They could not be able to interconnect over the multiple industries or there are branches who spread across the globally or even with a pan India wise or a country wise. And if at all they want to make any changes, let us they want to add a new instrument or just to replace one device or some process, some taking, it was a big challenge. They need to depend on the OEMs, they need to depend on the system integrators, call them, make them, and because of that changes, it used to affect something else, and they cannot able to integrate this data into the SAP system or a ERP system. So this is the fourth challenge what they have. And in spite of having everything, they could not able to derive from the operator level to the supervisor level to the HOD level that any predictive analysis or any insight out of it. It means what is my predictive analysis, what is the asset monitoring, what the data sustainability goal, how it really works, what exactly happening in the system. If I continue at this run rate, what could be the my cost of the production, cost of the energy. So these were they were not able to do because there is no expertise or competency available at the particular segment of workforce who can able to do this, or they have to depend again the third party. So this was the third challenge. Next is the reporting and decision making. So when they don't have a data, then they can't able to derive the KPI. When they don't able to derive the analytics or KPI, they can't able to make the better decisions. So what to do? So still, in spite of having, there were faults, there were breakdowns, there was brownout, blackout. They could cost optimization was a critical challenge. So these are the typical challenges in any industry I have seen that people were struggling. So to the next. Next, why the next buzzword in the industry is the sustainability. So why sustainability is required now? The ESG goals as a mandatory uh, for all the industries who are listed in stocks, or they are if they are doing any export business. So that there are three aspects. One is environmental aspect and regulatory compliances. If they are export oriented, or the country compliances, or any other compliances, or their end customers are demanding the regulations where you need to be sustainable with respect to social, economical, environmental, everything, even including the legals. So during the environmental impact, again, how do we collect the data for environmental impact? It's all about the carbon footprint analysis, or what exactly, then how do you do that, the carbon footprint analysis? So that is, those analytics can be derived out of the utilities, which is the scope 1. Then scope 2, how much employees you have, and how many seats you have, and how much vehicles you have, which is the one more round of a computation, which is more or less, it's a predominantly a theoretical. But the realistic computation would primarily happen with respect to the utilities what you have. So when I say utilities, it can be energy, water, gas, the temperature, any gen sites. So anything which are the different sources if you have. So those are the analytics which is mandatory. So IoT system can able to do that. So with respect to sustainability, regulatory compliance, again, environmental compliance are very stringent. Uh, how much? Of course, most of the companies, they have a sewage treatment plant, but they don't have the data that how much water they have used, how much they have purified, how much they have charged back to the ground. So that's the one responsibility we can give. Then they also comply with the CO2 emissions or green compliances they could able to do. Then is the one more important aspect what I can see here is how much uh, energy being consumed, or the carbon footprint your every product being produced is contributing. So till that granular level, now the market is demanding, the industrial groups are demanding, associates are demanding. So there is a very focus with respect to the environment now. So next, the economic benefit. Obviously, one should have the better data, better insight, which in turns which reflect the higher productivity. So I'm going to cover few examples in that. Then obviously the higher productivity also in turns will affect the cost reduction. Then once the cost reduction, it improve the better customer satisfaction scoring. Then overall it improve the business or healthiness of the society or the industry. Next is the overview of IoT system. So IoT system is a something which has to should be a frugal in nature, and it should be a retrofit. It is not like just want to take energy data. I want to implement the complete LAN system or a complete new system which calls for heavy hardware infrastructure, heavy software infrastructure, too many servers. No, it should be in a very frugal nature. It should be able to retrofit. It should be able to reuse the existing field sensor, reuse the existing field protocols. Next, The technology leverages the data analyze and operations. So it should be able to take the data and it should leverage the analysis out of that. It means the IoT system is just not the hardware, just not the software, it's just not the application, which could be able to take the data, analyze the data, and give the useful information which helps the user to take some decisions. And with that decision, he could be able to improve his efficiency or productivity of his system. So this what is the need of main goal of the IoT. Next is it plays very crucial role in industry by enabling the predictive and maintenance analysis. So it means if you run at this rate, what is going to happen in next 3 months? So if you're running at this rate, what could be your cost for next 2 decades or next 2 quarters or next month? So this analysis it can give you, and if it is the this actionable insight will really help in in defining the uh, systematic approach to the entire process. It is entire journey of the manufacturing unit. It can be anything. Even it's applicable to the industry, it can applicable to the hotel, it can applicable to the pharma. So by and large, who are uses the critical utilities, it's applicable to all. So these are the need of IoT. To just to summarize, the IoT industrial IoT overview should be of frugal in nature. It should be adaptable. It should be scalable, and it should use the open source protocol where it can be a retrofit at every different place. So how the IoT platform should look like, and someone want to do that, then what else the questions they should ask to the solution providers. The criteria is that one has to select the full stack company. It means the company should be able to do a assessment, should be able to do the solutioning, they should have their own edge gateways, they should have a network certification. Means in any country or anything that they should be having a security system. They should have their own IoT platform, cloud management, applications, installation and commissioning, field support. It means the end user should able to get only the login and credential, and from the day one should be able to start using that application. So this is called a full stack solution company. So then when I say assessment, in the assessment the team should be able to go and assess what kind of different field sensors are available, what are the protocols available, how do we take that data, and what are the different edge gateways are applicable here. uh, what are the And they should be able to use always the open source protocol like MQTT, HTTP, so TCRP, that one. Next is they should also have a capability of handling the SIM management, the network management, the 2G fallback, 4G. These are the different categories of network management they should be having. It means they should have authorization from the local telecom department to activate, deactivate, and do this SIM management. It means it should not be to the customer scope, because many people ask, how do we recharge the SIM charges? So these and all should be taken care by the IoT service provider. Next, they should have their own platform where the devices should be connected and it should be secured, and they should be a data. It should have a cyber security certification. It should be scalable very easily. So that should be there. Next is the cloud management. At least they should have the space in the data center, whether secured or a hyperscale data center, class 1 or a class 2 or a class 3. Then we should have a continuous uptime, operations management. It should also have it should not be a cloud agnostic architecture. The architecture should be can be used anywhere, any cloud, anywhere they can switch. Then there should be a proper backup system and maintenance with respect to the data and the data security. Next is the application should be a very customizable. They should data can be easily retrievable, and they could able to build any sort of report and drill down analysis capabilities or data mining capabilities on a retrieved data. So it means the report KPI should be different, and it is customizable to each organization. So that can it should be able to do. Next is the service. They should have their own service who could able to do the complete installation assessment, and they should also do the configuration. They should also do the training to the people who are there in this one in the system who are using the end users. Then there should be a help desk support. So these is the primary thing. The building blocks of a IoT system where one should ask to the IoT provider or who are the using the IoT system. Next is according to me, in any industry, irrespective of uh, any segment, either it can be a hospital, hotel, buildings, or smart cities, or infrastructure, petroleum, oil and gas, steel, more or less the any energy guzzling industries. So they should, according to me, there are the few critical utilities which we have listed. So one is when we say in the energy, there are two parts: active energy and reactive energy. So in the active energy is the one which is the usable energy that can be a kWh when we call it as. So that can be a wind and solar. We should able to take the data from grid and power and transformer. We should able also to take the data from battery storage devices or a UPS is there. Then also we should able to take the data from the backup generators, because generator is also one of the source, including the fuel management of that genset. Next is the reactive power management, which is, most of the time it is an untouched area in any of the energy management or a IoT system, where uh, when I say reactive power, it is a APFC panel. By and large, that most of the industries they have their own APFC panel to manage the power factor and harmonics. So we should able to, the system should able to measure the reactive power, then reactive power management, demand of the reactive power, what is the different stepping size of the reactive power, then how many times the ABFC relay being switched on and off, and what is the life of the capacitor, what is the rise in the temperature of the capacitors. Then you should be able to predict the failure of the capacitor, because every 10-degree rise in the capacitor will reduce the life of capacitor by 50%. The third one is, irrespective of industry, there should be few critical LT panels are there. So those LT panels are generally who are which are using for a critical applications like melting, furnace, boiling, where they are drawing a heavy current with the bus bars or heavy cables, where the accident are predominantly happens, and they do the thermography or analysis for that, and where it really matters to measure the electrical parameters as well as the ambient temperature of the panel, door open and close status of the panel. So this is the one of the critical utility with respect to safety and infrastructures are concerned. Next is the busbar temperature monitoring. So busbar is the one which carries the power from source to the load. So generally, the high-rise building or the heavy industries or the system where they carry the heavy current or heavy motors, they are generally run by the bus bars. So there will be a joints in the bus bar of a different shape and size, and there will also a joint with the bus bar to the cable also. Generally, the rise in the temperature happens at the bus bar temperature joints. That could be because of uh, the one reason is the weaker joints or a loose joints, or the surface corrosion, or the load itself is drawing higher current than the rated current, or the rated as per the the rated system of the load. So these are the three reasons where the data should be able to acquire the data of these busbar temperatures and all. They should be able to calculate based on the flow of the current, rise in the temperature of the temperature. It should be able to calculate the digital thermography on a daily basis. So, and also it should able, system should be able to tell if this rise in temperature continues. So when this joint becoming weaker, and at certain so and so date it's going to fail. So this is called a predictive maintenance. The moment any electrical supervisor or an electrical operator or anything, it should be simple to use. The moment he should able to see this, he should able to see the rise in the temperature, see the alert, and go and address it. So this will really help them to address the electrical system. So next I come to the water. So water is the one, even most of the industries today, they don't have any data, what exactly the main income or how much you are consuming, how much is come in, how much we are using from the tube wells, how much we are using from the tankers, and how much we are using with the treated, how much water being treated at the STPTP, what how much is charged back. So there is no data even today with the most of the industries. There could be data even if the water is being supplied from some municipal authority, whatever the bill they give, and that is only the data they have. As far as food process industries are concerned, maybe who makes the food, sauce, or soft drinks or cold drinks, where the treated water is one of their commodity, or it is a part of their product, which is for them it means it costs something to them. So they need to measure this with respect to the water. And next is water also nowadays, it has become critical commodity with respect to environment, and it will become over a year and year. It is a big challenge now. Maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, most of the big cities are facing water challenges. So that's the reason, with respect to respecting to the environment and nature, we need to monitor our water consumption. Next is the air and compressed or gas flow. So if you have any other compressor in the system, so 70-60% of the energy is consumed by the compressor, and there could be some gas flows like LPG, LNG, nitrogen, or any other gas flow. We should be able to monitor that. So these field sensors should, generally by should have the open source protocol or in our industry protocol, and these are the gateways should be able to acquire this data seamlessly, and they should be able to send the data to the cloud. And more or less, the most of the data or gateways, what are there? They should be a bare metal gateway. It means the job of a device, IoT device, is to just to collect the data, send it to the cloud. So when these kind of gateways, it is data is very secured, and no one can able to hack those. So these are the different utilities in the industry. By and large, if we address this, so we have addressed even 10%, 50% of the utilities almost in. So this is how the general the architecture looks like of an industrial IoT. One, the entire application should be able to address the HVAC system, genset system, compressed air, gas flow, the power, water, and everything. And most of the time, it is a wireless. There are no wires, no cable, no running, anything. So entire thing it will be used the GSM network. So what are the benefits and application of using these IoT or a shield? One is you should have a continuous data flow. Then you have your records digitally, and you can able to access all the data flow management can happen from all the hierarchical level in the industry. Then it should able to automate and report, get into the granular level of the reporting that what exactly happening in the system. The third part is the alerting system will improve the productivity, and also the predictive maintenance will help the asset management. Then overall, it helps the productivity of the company. So that's how is the important field. And I can see one of our application, how do the shield looks like here. You can able to see, and also you can able to see their carbon footprint analysis. So this carbon footprint analysis is calculated based on the energy usage and the green energy whatever they have, and how many times the genset they switch on and off. So considering all, they can able to get the reports. Next is the key features. What else they can get using IoT system is that's what I explained, the complete electrical parameter monitoring, and there will be a remote monitoring control. You can do the controlling or remotely. Anybody can access the application from anywhere. They can able to do the predictive maintenance. They can do the life asset lifespan. They can able to compute. So reporting they can able to do, and this data by and large will help them, to their ESG goals. So these are our devices, IoT gateways, which we generally use in these kind of industrial applications. And they have all the certification like CE, ROHS, and the web configuration utility. They can be used, all the protocols available in the interfaces available in the industry, so that can be used. So how the analytics will help them? So once you have energy, you have a ESG goals. So it will the data for ESG goal. There are two types: scope 1 and scope 2. So scope 1, which is a genset, green energy, and any monitoring there. So then with that you will have a daily log, actionable insights, consumption, and efficiency. Again, the scope 2, you have the grid power. Then also with the grid power, you can also have all the related to the data. The other than that, you can also have focus on the water, any other flow meters, utility meters, whatever my consumption is there. And there is a one critical consumption that which is called a reporting called specific energy reporting. So specific energy reporting is a one thing which the application or should able to give you, that what is my energy consumed at a particular window or a particular batch of production. or a particular batch of time of production or particular PO order. So these will help, very at very granular level that what the costing is happening. So this will help to better making decision making with respect to their pricing and costing. Accountability will be well within the limits. So what are the key benefits? So of having the IoT system with respect to industrial utilities, one is you can move completely out of the manual system. It is error free, digitally recorded. Then you have a live alerts which help the maintenance team to take a precautionary actions. Then easier outliner identification with like respect to the, single diagram. You can easily refer what is happening where, which section is consuming more water, how long my HVAC was on, what are my energies used, how much fuel I burned for the genset. So that data will be there. Then you have a standard energy meter library to plug in anything. It is scalable. Tomorrow somebody is adding more devices or more instruments or more measuring devices. So it is just easy to scale up. Then there will be efficiency improvement in the system. Then error rate will be reduced. Then visibility over the cost, which enables the benchmarking. Then also it will help the predictive analysis and consumption of the cost and all. Overall, the industry will be entire companies moving towards the sustainability goals. It will help to drive the entire organization to the sustainability goals, carbon footprint analysis, energy efficiency, energy management, and all. So that start from buzzword from operator, manufacturing, HR to process to everywhere. So everybody get into the common page. So our application, that what we have seen based on our application is just looking at our data and insights. So industries, if they act judicially on our data, so they could be able to save at least 10% of their operational cost, which attributes to reduction in the penalties by 6%. Then the errors rate can be reduced and the downtime can be reduced. Then throughput will be enhanced, and also it is target, the failure rate also will come down. So by and large, the ROI should be 1 year to 1.5 years. They could be able to get back this, because there is no as such perpetual standard licensing software operating system. Nothing is involved in here, and there is no investment on any huge IT infrastructure, which needs heavy servers, heavy applications, uh, OS, and all those things. So nothing is required, and there is no as such implementation or drawing a heavy cable line, fiber copper to fiber, too many of hardware gadgets. So nothing is required because application will be running on the cloud. So it is leveraging the internet of things, and any operator can use on their phones. They can able to see this data. So this is all about with respect to the industrial IoT. Uh, I think if any questions or any, I'm happy to answer.
Yes, sir. Yes, we have a. Can you please on screen, sir? We have a Q&A moderator. We would like to see the faces of the people before the answers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Dinesh G, let me just share. Yeah, go ahead, Dinesh G. Let me introduce Mr. Dinesh G. Yeah, Mr. Dinesh is our chair for HSC Communication and Leadership Skills, and he always encourages the people, particularly HSC professionals, to have a clear communication, even through our OKT sessions as well as through our WhatsApp groups. And he's a perfect fit for the Q&A moderation, Mr. Dinesh Ji.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ashok Garlapati ji, and let me first thank to our presenter, Mr. Kiran Majumdar.
Thank you
for so wonderful, nice, and informative session conducted with us. Give me a second. Let me take the question. Yes. So here is the first question. From our trustee Ashok Garlapati ji. What are the heavy vehicles monitoring is done with respect to safety feature
Yeah. So with respect to heavy vehicles,
Before you reply, sorry for interruption. Before you reply, if your atmosphere or situation allow, can you switch on your camera, please?
yeah, please.
If not, it's okay.
No. I'll let me. My internet is.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Yeah.
So, with respect to heavy vehicles, one we solutions what we have it is loco HE. So we are already having with that, and also we are a supplier as a OEM supplier to many of the heavy equipment vehicles like backhoe loader, construction equipments and all. So as such, we are not expert in automotive. We are not expert in our company is not automotive manufacturers at all. We don't know what it is. But where we are experts comes is we work them as a IoT OEM partners to them. We acquire the data of their vehicle with respect to the vehicle controller. So that is with respect to the CAN data. There is a called as a CAN protocol. So with that, we could able to derive uh, continuously working with the experts of that OEM manufacturers. Then what is the runner of an engine? How is the efficiency of the engine? What is the temperature rise in the engine happens? Where the vehicle is driving? Is the vehicle with respect to safety? You could able to predict if the driver is overspeeding, and if
Okay.
driver is yes, that is possible to overspeeding, and also you can able to check based on the speed and how many times he applies the brake and all. Is his driving discipline? He is following the driving discipline or not? So that you can able to predict based on the vehicle, because it is just comparing the data with respect to the regular manual data, not manual data, nominal data. So if this is the normal, this is the deviation. So why it is happening? Obviously, driver is the person who is doing, and is he going away from the geographical fencing? You can able to put the geo fencing out of that.
Okay.
If he is moving out of the geo fencing, you can able to track here. If the vehicle is on but the work is not happening, the productivity. Upcons is a who are using our solutions. So where the productivity, how it improves, the engine is on, vehicle is on, but the work is not happening. So that you can able to predict here. So
Understood.
it is very simple, critical having the minimal data from engine parameters, engine controller, and putting in a very defined computing and with a methodological way where user can benefit that. See, the asset, the fleet owner will be somewhere sitting at one place. He should be able to see at one glance on his phone that what is happening. So this how it helps in the safety aspect. And
Thank you. Thank you.
So Ashok sir, I think he
Yeah.
gave the reply you properly.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So next question, move forward. On his first or second slide, I noticed there was that slide number, the need for sustainability. There were three parts of the impact, and in the last paragraph, this economic part, I noticed one abbreviation CSAT. So question was asked that what is the CSAT scoring?
yeah, it is a customer satisfaction scoring. Generally, when you install something, when you do, there is a survey comes automatically pops in. So most people they have answer, some people they don't even answer. So this will affect based on nowadays. If you go even with Amazon or any sites, the first you see the review of the customers.
Yes.
It is a 2 star or a 3 star or a 4 star. So that has become a trend everywhere.
Correct.
So for that generally, predominantly most of the people, even though they're satisfied, they don't even use that. They don't even score for that. So these application data points will help directly or indirectly. You can enable customers to take it at a one glance. If you are asked them to write one 2 hour sentence, nobody will do. If you just ask them to click some button, obviously they'll do it and close it. So if how was my session? If I ask everybody to write 2 3 sentences, nobody want to do that. Then if it is sentence of one or two, select one. Many people will do that. So this automatically, this data of customer satisfaction over a period of time, it building. So then it leads to two things. One is the product improvement, customer satisfaction. Okay, if it is not satisfied, the OEM or a company will go back and see what they could be able to see why it is not happening. So this is a very granular level where the IoT or application system can help them to improve the overall efficiency of the device or economic scale of their company. So this is called a CSAT.
Thank you, sir. So next question, can you please share the case study of using your system before and after? I don't think this is in this short time it is possible, but it is living up to what you want to
Yeah,
say.
I'll just explain one typical use case which has happened recently. So with the two industries, two use cases, quickly I'll explain. So one is I think most of people don't know, hospitals are 4 times energy guzzling than any one hotel. Let us say if they have a 100-bed hospital and there is a 100-room hotel, so 100-bed hospital consumes 4 times the energy, water, of everything than the one hotel.
Okay.
So yeah, this how it is. So then one hospital in Coimbatore, where they are using this system, and their bill was coming all the time high, and more or less by and large it would be somewhere nearer to some value like 2 to 4 lakhs per month. Then obviously it is the same, it's a fluctuating. Then the operator was a very basic level operator who uses a smartphone, and he was saying, then what he observed is in Tamil Nadu, there is a peak hours billing and there is a lean hour billing. Peak hours will be a higher side bit per unit cost, and lean hour would be the lower cost. So all their STP motors, ETP motors, which were running on the peak hours, they just don't even bother.
Okay.
And he just shifted. He just observed this pattern of the unit consumption. Then he thought, among this pattern, which are my critical loads? Obviously, in the hospital, those were the few motors which are there in the STP tip. Then he shifted that operation of those motors during in the night, means in the lean hours. Straight away, there was a reduction. Of course, the unit consumptions were the same, but the cost reduction would got down by 60,000 rupees per month. 60,000 in India, in hospital, 100-bed hospital, it's not a small amount.
Correct.
So that is one example. And second example, I'll quote you. There is a company called CI Automotive, Guilford's company. They have a welding, they have a smelting, they have metal furnace and all. So they have a higher kV. Yeah, they have 233 kV incomer based on the sanction load what they have. Then one of the electrical HOD only who implemented the solution, he called me one fine day after 8 months. He told me that we never been, so we have already had a very higher assigned demand, which we got it from DESCOM's local electricity provider. But what we observed from the last 2 years, last 8 months data, so we have not even used, we have used up to only 60% of that. Next 40% we never use in our 2 years of span, life of span. Then also he dig up the data from last 8 years, what happened, including the manual data. They never been used their assigned demand at all more than 60%. So next 40% was just laying. This helped them. They go back. Then they have a meeting on that. They have a discussion. It is more costing than more or they are paying additionally 3 to 4 lakhs per month to the DESCOMs. Then internally they could able to, this decision alone went to the board level, and they could able to make the decision that does it really need it. So then they say we don't need it. We are not scaling up this plant anymore. So then they went back to the local electricity authority. They reduced their demand, and they could able to save this. It was saying there almost 10 lakhs per month, where their bill itself is 1 lakh doing this, but nothing has they have changed. There is no change at all, nothing efficiency, no new information. It is only a data handling, data handling or data analytics, which help them to do so. So these are the small things which leads to the bigger results. And of course, there is a big things to be attacked with respect to the particular load, particular machine, their efficiency. They come from the next part. And what I mean to say is, unless and until judiciously, there should be some hero in the organization who have passion about this energy management, and also then only it happens.
Got it.
I hope
good examples. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. There is also the supplementary question, I think, related to the previous question. He is asking any IoT products for domestic users.
Could you elaborate? The domestic user in the sense?
Please raise your hand who asked this question. Any IoT products for domestic users? Please raise your hand virtual, or you can unmute yourself and switch on your camera, please. You can directly ask the question
I
to
think
presenter.
this Dinesh ji, this question is related to the whatever you have presented is industries. Even though our residential consumers also huge in India, so do we have any products for energy conservation for the domestic, I mean, residential purposes? That's what is the intent.
Yeah, residential purpose again, if it is a apartment complex or a housing society, of course, many things will come into the picture.
Okay,
If it is a individual house, by and
Hmm.
large, it is a
Difficult, yeah.
uh,
Mhm.
it is a AC what they
Mhm.
use,
Correct.
air conditioning system.
Yes.
And Niti Ayog of the government, they have one challenge, open challenge to the entire country now, which is still open.
Mhm.
There, even today, we don't have any good solution where the how to address the tap leakings. So tap
Okay.
leaking can happen in a home. If it is a fully open, okay, the water will be continuously running and you could able to go and fill it off. But what happens many times when there is no water, they keep it open and water will flow out, or drop wise open, dropping out of the spilling over the taps. It can be in the industry, the hotel or a malls or house or apartment complex. Even today, nobody has a solution. The Nitya kept the any innovative idea open. If any somebody have, they can address. And still, the the innovation or discussion or brainstorming is going on there. But our company with solutions predominantly with respect to industry and the domestic wise, we have very rare.
Okay.
In domestic, only two loads. One is our air conditioning and geysers. That's it.
True.
So I hope, Mr. Jayanti, you find your answer. Okay, let me move forward. Further one question for a new high-rise building
Hmm.
construction in Bilahi, NCR. How can I initiate a discussion on IoT, considering that our contractor would say that is not part of the contract? What would be a good
Obviously.
starting point? Uh,
Yeah.
it is in the public chat. If you not get it
Yeah.
fully, you can read out my question.
No,
It is
I
very
got it. I got it. Yes. The one is the high-rise building. The only one thing we need to request to the contractor that whatever the water meter he uses, wherever, the one is the main incomer, and there could be a multiple towers or multiple floor wise. At least install the water meter with some data communication port. So rest of the thing we take care what is happening and all. And next is the one in the high-rise building. There are three critical things. One is their HVAC panel, and if the bus bars were running in high-rise building, that is the one more very critical, because the rise in temperature at the bus bar joint is very much ignored, especially in the residential area and the building segment. And if something goes and the bus bar fails or burnt out or worn out, something happened, the cost of replacing bus bar is huge, very huge than the cable. So that one we can think of address. Next is the APFC panel. If they have, that can be monitored. Predominantly, it is good idea to have the water genset, how long the genset was on and off, and what is the fuel level of consumption. Then the energy one. At least water, not all the meters, water meter in the building they could be able to do, or at least the main incomer and outgoing, floor wise or tower wise. So that would really help.
Thank you. There is the last question in the chat which I
Yes.
received. Was there any successful implementation in foundries, pressure, diesel, cost?
Diesel casting foundries.
Yeah, let me put the in public chat so you can read.
Yes. Yes, we have. Yes, is there is successful implementation in the foundries. Yes, yeah, we have already implemented in a couple of the energy building one industry which I explained in the JSW, yeah, or it is a small foundry. Let us assuming it is a small foundry which makes the small bars and TMT bars and all. So what they have to do is in there they need to identify which are all the critical sections. In that critical section could be one is melting and furnace and few other loads. Only monitor those few three. Lighting load, rest of the other small load can be ignored. IT load, lighting load, that need not to be ignored, because once you please monitor, one is the main incomer, means at the LT side, and next is your critical load feeder. It's more than enough. It can give you the data. At least you have a control on 80% of your data, what exactly happening, and you know that the nominal values of how much that particular furnace is consuming. If it is over consuming, obviously there is some issue with respect to the furnace or a coil, the aging has happened or something has happened. So in that way we can do that. Later it can be scaled to any other further loads.
Yeah. Little question from Mr. Ram Prasad. He asking about cyber security, that's information security management.
Okay.
Yeah, Kiran, can you talk about that one? Security management?
Yes. Yeah. So one is the cyber security comes in 2-3 places here. One, there is IoT devices itself, which acquires the data from the field sensor and send it to the cloud. There are two kind of IoT devices. One is the edge computing devices. Another one is the bare metal devices. The edge computing devices are the thing which are like your modem. Modem can be hacked. And modem, because there are 2-3 applications layers are there. One, it collects the data, then there is a network layer, then there is an application layer. So that it is very prone to. But as far as our IoT gateways are concerned, though, those are all the bare metal gateways. It means it will not do anything. It is just like our EVM voting machine. It cannot be hacked. It only collects the data and send it to the cloud, that too in the binary. And output would be there in the MQTT, number one. Next is our devices all are certified with a third-party cybersecurity certification, which is also there in India, which will happen from third-party NABL accredited lab test. They do some penetration test and all. And now it comes to the application side. We have a cloud space. Generally, the cloud space which we use is the Microsoft Azure. 90% of the world, they use the Microsoft Azure, which is very safer and reliable. And every year, the Microsoft Azure, who are host their application like us, we need to certify few norms of the Microsoft Azure to host our application in their cloud, in their system.
Okay.
So that is which is mandatory. So by and large, this covers the complete cyber security of system.
Okay, right.
Thank you very much. There is one more question. Ashokji, we have the time, right?
Yeah, last question, yes.
Okay. There is a question, can we install the device in classified area? Example area they given, especially in LPG storage area, zone 0, 1, and zone like that.
Yes. So zone 0, zone 1, it can be used. The devices can be installed, because zone 0, zone 1, we collect the data from the field instruments there. So their field instrument should be the LPG flow meter or a gas meter. So from there, the data can be collected. And one more thing, there are the situation like if you want to measure the temperature and humidity, when I say the busbar temperature measurement, so as such, there are no wires in the busbar temperature. The temperature what we designed sensor, which sits on the busbar, that is electrically insulated, thermally conductive. And the connectivity would be the BLE protocol. BLE is a Bluetooth Low Energy protocol. There is no as such wire, there is no arcing, nothing will happen, because electrically we're not even connected to that. Number one. And field sensor data is, we use the the data port of a LPG meter there. So that itself is isolated. If it is in zone 1, then there is no issue. We just take the 2-wire data there, low voltage data.
Okay.
Thank you,
and
sir.
our device you can put even at the outside zone also.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. So I did all the questions. If still anybody missing the question which I could not read, maybe you can raise the hand. Otherwise, we would like to hand over stage back to our Ashok sir.
Yeah, one small announcement here, if you don't mind. If anybody wants to know more further clarifications, I shared my number on chat box. Please text me that any kind of clarification. I can get it from the answers from the speaker. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Back to you, Ashokji.
Thank you, Mr. Dinesh, for nicely conducting our Q&A moderation. And on behalf of our J&A Foundations, I would like to thank Mr. Kiran Zimdar. Mr.
Thank you.
Jeet Saab, go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you, Ashok ji. I am literally stunned where to begin with. But first of all, I would like to say that my hats off to the attendees of this webinar who really have effectively put the speaker on challenge, asking so many relevant questions. And that itself is a plus mark to Mr. Kiranji, who really stirred the pot to the extent of encouraging, inspiring all the attendees to ask to ask questions and make comments. Hats off to you, sir. And all I can say is that looking at your PowerPoint, the slides, and your talk makes me feel that you are highly knowledgeable and a great presenter.
Thank you.
Your presentation was not only informative, but it was valuable talk to all aspects of health, safety, environment profession, and to all our professionals who are practicing health and safety on plants or anywhere else. So my really sincere appreciation on behalf of both the organizations, J&A Bharat and J&A Global Foundations. Both the founding trustees really appreciate your contributions deeply. You really make a difference. And I want to say thank you to Madhu Garuji, who actually has coordinated this presentation and even volunteered to carry forward any more comments or questions to pass on to you to ensure that they get the satisfied answers from you. So thanks to Madhuji also. You deserve, of course, we are not in person, but at least this virtual certificate of appreciation from both the organizations of foundations. So thank you so much, Mr. Kiranji. Wonderful
Thank you.
presentation, and we are proud of you.
Thank you.
Ashokji.
Thank you so much, Jeet Saab. As you truly said that it is a highly knowledgeable session. We had a wonderful information gathering. That's what we call it, outreach and knowledge transfer session. So Mr. Kiranji has transferred so much of knowledge today. And of course, Mr. NCG is going to take it forward. So thank you very much, NCG and Mr. Kiranji, for sharing knowledge today.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Yeah, with that, we would like to we have 10 minutes more. We would like to recognize our contributors for our foundations in terms of the financial as well as the knowledge transfers. And these are our global foundations contributors from US and different parts of the world. These are our knowledge transfers in our OKT sessions. And this is the 36th session, and there are 36 subject matter experts. And Mr. Kiranji will be one among them in that arena. And we have a WhatsApp group ambassadors, we call it. On every Guru Puja day, we update this list. We keep monitoring, and people who are questioning as well as people who are sharing their knowledge, so they come on to this particular poster there. And these are our foundation's functional committee members and government's body members. And as I was telling that we do every month one OKT session. The next session will be on the mostly focusing on the health, safety, environment. Today we spoke about the digital IoT things in sustainability. But next month it will be on artificial intelligence in workplace safety. Are we really ready? Everybody talking about artificial intelligence, and let's see what are those applications we can have it in our own field, health, safety, environment. This will be on 19th February, even though we mentioned here as 29th Jan, but it has been postponed to 19th February. And so at the same time of 20-30 hours. and let's give back to create a safer tomorrow. And these are our knowledge transfer WhatsApp group, as you know that. These are our foundations, our account details. Doesn't matter whatever is a small amount, you can take a picture of this and you can phone pay that. You can also share with your friends with the account numbers and other things. Whatever is the thing, we will be giving back to the community, particularly HSC community. This is our Global HSC Foundation details. So it is registered in US, as I said, and these are the account details. And we do have a flip book, annual flip book. We make it so it gives the whole information. So this is April 22 to February 2024. And I would like to thank everybody, particularly Mr. Jitu and our NCG for sharing his time and knowledge as well as his expertise in the form of a chief editor of our Give Back e-magazine, e-newsletter, monthly newsletter. And we thank him for that, as well as several functional committee members starting from NCG, Mr. Dinesh Ji and Mr. Makbul for our website updates, and even for Mr. Bala and others. So many people are really contributing to our foundation, helping their hands. So together we can really achieve more. And these are our details of our foundation. You can always take a screenshot, and let's continue our efforts for safer and healthier workplaces by enhancing our competency levels. So thank you very much. We would like to request you to open your cameras, and we'll have a screenshot of the pictures so that we can really keep it as our records. Yeah. Even though we have 45 plus registrations, I think 28 or 30 people have attended. That's a good thing, I can say. 70% of registration is a very good thing. Thank you very much. Yes. Smiling places. Yeah. So that concludes our